Okay, so we're going to talk about basic river features, some hazards, and then just in general what makes the river flow, what makes rapids. So let's start because you guys did your homework, right?
Yes.
So what's one thing that someone looked up and learned about? Bennett?
I had horizon line. That was one of my three.
Okay.
Where do you think you would find that on this river?
Assuming the stick is not a stick, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's assume everything is not what it is. It's in much larger form. So this would be probably a large log or a ledge of some sort. That would create a horizon line if you're coming up from upstream, which is this way. What else could that create?
It probably wouldn't be a log. That would be a
Something
stringer.
Yeah.
Could it be man-made?
It could be, but it's most likely it's just a ledge from one of the rocks.
They're a rock shell.
Would a dam also be a horizon line, or is that
Yes,
just a dam?
a dam could be a horizon line too. Those are also pretty big.
It'd form a hole,
Right.
which is what I researched.
Yeah.
So,
So you know why it would form a hole?
yeah, because as the water drops over, it comes back around, which like recirculates the water into a hole.
Right. So it
Well done, team.
Water would come over this ledge and drop down, but obviously water needs to fill an area wherever that water is. So it actually comes back on itself to fill that empty space, and that's why you have this current coming back at the ledge, making a hole. What else? Someone shout something else.
Holes.
Holes.
So
Good.
You had holes?
yeah. Well, so it's like when you have like basically something that carves like a little indent, and the water just like keeps coming back in from like a whole bunch of different angles and stuff. It's real easy to get stuck in.
What's super dangerous about a hole?
You can drown because you're just like getting thrown back and just like tossed around like upside down.
Yeah, it wants to hold you in. Cool.
Alright, who can name what this feature might be?
That's a strainer.
A strainer.
Oh.
Why are strainers dangerous?
Bodies and boats don't go through them.
But what does? Yeah.
It does, exactly. So, what do I want to do if I'm coming along here?
Hello, that strainer.
Avoid the hell out of that strainer. Exactly, Ben. What about, remember we're going in mega size right now. What would this be?
Is that a giant boulder?
It is. But what could happen to Huck? Oh boy, it's happening.
Gets pinned.
Yeah. What did you say?
Get pinned.
Yeah.
Where
because
is
what
this
kind?
boat?
Underneath the rock.
Which means the rock is
Undercut.
That's
Yeah.
undercut rock.
So then he's gonna go under that.
No, it's the
And
whole
you don't.
raft.
What's
Or he might not get sucked underneath the rock, but the boat won't be able to get moved from it. So the only way to get out of that is either have somebody pull you out or swim, and hopefully you can swim out of that pit.
So I'm gonna
yeah,
get,
but
like,
one thing
pulled under
that's
the water.
dangerous about an undercut rock is you have no idea what's going on underneath that. You don't know how far it's gone under or whether or not it goes all the way through.
Yeah.
It could just be hitting a wall and then you're underwater. Not a spot you want to be in.
No bueno.
So picture this times a million. Huck's entire boat could definitely fit under it.
But he's pretty good.
Huck could flip upside down. And then Huck could get pinned.
Oh, what do you
And then what's happening to Huck?
He's drowning. Like, he's straight up dead.
But there's
Huck,
a
no
rescue team
more.
nearby.
But there's a rescue team. So Huck keeps going. What do you know? He's alive.
So don't ever pedal by yourself.
How would you get someone out of that then?
We'll teach you
We'll
tomorrow.
talk about that later.
We're going to learn a lot about that tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Did anyone research pillows?
Yes.
Yeah, Ben,
So-
tell us what you know.
What I got about pillows is that it's like this rock in the middle of the river, and water pushes up against it, and then pushes back from it, so it sort of goes back, and it just creates a lot of weird water going around. I was kind of confused as to whether it was a soft, nice thing to go on, or whether it was a huge, ridiculous this thing to go on, and it looked like there was nothing in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sources varied a little bit.
Well, there could be big pillows and small pillows.
Yeah.
And so does the water go over it, or is the rock sticking out of the water?
Water goes over it.
Water goes
Yeah,
over.
Water goes over it, right? So we've created. Woo! This is gonna be a small pillow. Huck can just go right over it. So what's underneath here?
It's a rock.
There was a rock somewhere. So you can see that the rock's there, and the water goes right over it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So your question was are there safe pillows or versus dangerous pillows? It can go either way. And again, we'll hopefully over the course of this course teach you how to identify the differences.
I think what threw me off was there's a rapid in West Virginia called Pillow Rapid,
Pillow rock.
where I saw
gully.
a video where these rafts just like 5 in a row just kept flipping people, like catapulting
Mm-hmm.
customers out.
Yeah.
It was rather amusing.
Yeah, right. And do you think they would be doing that if it was dangerous?
Probably.
No, they wouldn't
Yeah.
be bringing custies down into that if it was truly dangerous.
Right.
Now, are there places in the gully that are very dangerous? Absolutely.
Yeah.
People die in that river every year.
Alright, so Huck's paddling down still. Where is he going to want to go next? What are some features that you're looking for when you're paddling down? Well, think about it. If the water is going this way, and there's two rocks that are making the current come back.
Shoot
Yeah.
Shoot the gap.
Shoot the V.
Does everyone see how this downstream V, it has the point going downstream?
Oh yeah, look
And
at
these are the opposite.
Mhm.
So the water would be going around and in between.
So that upstream V could be caused by like a rock that's just on the surface or just sticking out. Or it could be like a piece of rebar coming out, and that's something that you want to avoid and stay away from, like that one. Generally avoid upstream V's, look for a downstream V.
Okay, now Huck, he's
Pretty tired.
getting pretty tired. He needs a break. Where does Huck want to go now?
Find an eddy.
Go into an eddy.
Where's the closest eddy?
On his left.
Right here.
Wouldn't that feel like a down view though?
Well, this rock is much bigger than these, so it's actually the current's gonna go around and from canoeing class, right? It's gonna again like a hole fill itself back up, but it's just gonna travel upstream. So the water right here is going upstream, where these small rocks isn't gonna have that big of an effect.
Where?
That effect still exists though.
Yeah.
Like you can when you guys get out there and you start like if you get into creeks and stuff like that, I mean you can eddy out behind a tree stump like that. It's tiny and you got to know exactly how to hit it, but it's there.
Where else are you gonna find eddies along the river?
On the corners.
On the turns, yeah.
On the turns, point them out. On this river.
Point
Probably
them
like-
out.
Alright, I'll give it a go. So I think an eddy would be like right like here. Because like the fast current's coming down, the fastest is going to be right here. Because like just the way it curves. And then like it's just going to be a little bit slower. But like I feel like it's not exactly going to be an eddy right here. It might be a little bit further down or something.
So if the current is
So take the
slower,
talking stick.
sure.
Just-
If the current is slower, does that mean it's an eddy?
Not necessarily.
No, right? Because if the current's slower, what an eddy is the water's actually moving upstream. So this would be an eddy right here, but it's because of this rock blocking the water. And then Molly made this awesome arrow. I didn't know it was an arrow at first, but it is. Because the river bends like this, the bend in the river is then blocking the water. So if you have that abrupt angle, then there would be, you're right, an eddy down a little bit further on the river.
So there would be also one right about where, like there, right there.
Oops. Yeah, right about here.
it was a sharp enough turn.